Hey everyone, let's dive straight into today's explainer where we're going to unpack the mechanics, the claims, and the cold hard reality of a tool called Shigai Royalty. If you follow independent publishing, you know that the promise of passive income through puzzle books is literally everywhere. But today we're going to look past all that marketing hype to understand exactly how this software works, the specific market gap it's targeting, and whether it actually delivers on its bold claims. First things first, we really have to ask ourselves a pretty painful question. Why do so many independent publishers pour their absolute hearts into puzzle books, only to end up with zero sales? You do the research, you build the book, you hit publish, and then absolute crickets. It's a painful reality for a lot of folks, and understanding why this happens is absolutely crucial to understanding why tools like Shigai Royalty have entered the market in the first place. Here's our case file investigation for today. We're going to quickly cover the KDP publishing trap, an empty niche opportunity, the deduction engine explained, building your mystery book, features and recent updates, and wrap it all up with a final verdict. All right, Section 1, the KDP publishing trap. Basically, fighting for scraps in saturated markets. The creators of Shigai Royalty make a really compelling point here. Following so-called proven advice to publish in traditional niches like word searches and Sudoku is actually exactly what kills your chances. You're stepping into an arena that was saturated years ago. Meanwhile, they're pointing to underserved niches, specifically story-driven logic mysteries, as the real untapped opportunity. If you search for standard mystery or word search books on Amazon right now, standing out is incredibly difficult. Your newly published word search book is basically book number 4,000. It just lands on page 50 of the search results, right next to 10,000 identical covers. The market is just absolutely flooded. Moving on to Section 2, an empty niche opportunity, the story-driven logic mystery. Enter the Murdoku-style grid. This is a puzzle where solvers use pure deduction, along with a set of true statement clues to place suspects into rooms. The ultimate goal? To figure out exactly who was left alone with the victim. It feels like a murder mystery, it solves like a Sudoku, and according to the sales data, it sells like both. But that begs the question, if it's so popular, why aren't more people making them? So why is this niche so empty? Well, it's simple. Manually plotting these logic mysteries is brutally hard. Creating a single solution logic puzzle by hand takes weeks of work and carries a massive risk. You have to manually invent suspects, alibis, and intricate clue chains. Make even one sloppy clue, and the whole puzzle breaks. Your buyer gets stuck, leaves a one-star review, and the agonizing truth is your book is basically dead on arrival. That sheer emotional and technical difficulty acts like a giant fortress wall, keeping the competition entirely out. Let's look at Section 3, the deduction engine explained. Automating the logic. Instead of manual plotting, Shigai Royalty uses what they call a verified deduction engine. Think of it as a software mechanism that mathematically builds the cases for you. It verifies that every single puzzle has exactly one solution, reachable entirely by pure deduction. This means absolutely zero guessing is required by the solver, and you get zero broken boards. It computes what would be incredibly hard and, honestly, super time-consuming for a human in just mere seconds. You press a button and the engine builds, solve checks, and readies the puzzle for print almost instantly. This mathematical verification is the moat that protects your book from those dreaded one-star reviews. When you compare the painstaking old way of manual creation against this new automated system, the claims are massive. We're talking about turning weeks of work into literally minutes, replacing endless frustration with built-in KDP layouts, and moving from just hoping a puzzle works to knowing every single one is mathematically verified. If you want to scale a real publishing catalog without burning out, this is a pretty huge shift. Okay, Section 4, building your mystery book, the 3-step workflow. The creators outline a remarkably simple 3-step process. Step 1, create. You pick your difficulty, grid size, and your cast of characters. Step 2, export. You use their page designer to format everything perfectly. And Step 3, collect. You just upload your finished PDF to Amazon KDP or platforms like Etsy. You create, you export, and you upload. That's the whole shebang. For digital entrepreneurs, having built-in formatting is an absolute game changer. The software automatically handles your margins, fonts, and full-bleed KDP trim sizes. This is a massive headache removed for anyone who isn't a professional graphic designer. You don't have to fight with complex external design software to get your bleed lines right. The tool literally does it for you. Section 5, Features and Recent Updates. Customizing your case files. The software lets you scale the challenge from easy puzzles all the way up to massive, brain-burning 16 by 16 boards that they actually call Dragon difficulty. You can translate your books into 8 different languages instantly, which really opens up international Amazon markets. But maybe most importantly, it auto-generates hints ladders and step-by-step solution walkthroughs. This is crucial, guys, because it ensures buyers never get permanently stuck, shielding your reviews from frustrated buyers and actually encouraging them to come back and buy your next book. They've also added a custom characters feature. This means you can now completely tailor your cast to fit your specific niche. So if you want to make a cozy village baker mystery or a 1920s train heist, you just type in the roles. You aren't stuck with generic suspects at all. You tailor the flavor of the puzzle to exactly what your target audience is already searching for. On top of that, if you swap out the furniture in a room, say changing a generic armchair to a steamer trunk or a grand piano to fit your theme, the engine instantly re-verifies that the puzzle logic still works perfectly. You essentially get to act as the interior decorator for your mystery, and the underlying math protects itself. And finally, Section 6, the final verdict, grounding the marketing claims. Now, the sales page relies pretty heavily on aggressive income screenshots and fast sales testimonials from past users claiming things like 146 books sold. And hey, while it's fantastic to see users having success, we know that individual results always vary. We really need a broader perspective than just the vendor's highlight reel. According to an independent third-party review, this software genuinely delivers on its core promise of creating verified logic puzzles for KDP, earning a really solid 3.9 out of 5 rating. It's a highly functional tool that does exactly what it says on the tin. It builds complex, verified logic puzzles. But that same review gives us a much-needed reality check. While the tool is incredibly affordable at just $19 on Warrior Plus, you need to know that all sales are strictly final, no refunds. And most importantly, despite the marketing claims of minutes, not months, this is definitely not a magic money button. Building a successful, profitable catalog of books still requires real effort, keyword research, and a solid publishing strategy from you. So I'm going to leave you with this to ponder. As software like Shigai Royalty causes the barrier to creating complex logic puzzles to drop essentially to zero, what happens next? Will this remain a highly profitable, empty shelf for independent publishers, or is it destined to become just as saturated as the word searches and coloring books of yesterday? Thanks for exploring this fascinating KDP phenomenon with me today. Keep learning, keep analyzing, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.